Today our project is going to be to get all of the braces done and trying to get it on the table back here. You notice my last video I actually mounted the actual legs here, and it's a pretty strong connection right now as is, but I have two pieces here cut at 22 and 5/8. That will basically connect across here and connect across the other leg like this for some additional bracing. We're also going to do the seat slats, which will stretch from here to the other leg on both sides. And this is so I have broken out the circular saw, that's my safety gear, and I have my plans here so that we'll make sure that we get everything done right. So I guess it's time to get to it. Okay, I have measured my board out here to 59.5 inches. That's what this line is. And after I measured it, I realized that my actual table is actually an inch shorter than 6 foot. So I'm going to have to shorten it by an inch. So I measured it again to 58.5 inches, and that's where we're going to make our cut. So without further ado, let's get to it. We called to cut this board into two pieces that are 4.5 inches wide. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and be back in a second. I said in a previous video I wasn't going to show you how to waterproof, but this is a fairly small section, so I'm going to go ahead and attempt to do this. These are the braces, of course, we just cut, and we're going to do some waterproofing on it. This is, like I said, Thompson's Water Seal. It's a little bit messy, but with a gentle hand and a paint pad, it makes it fairly simple. All you do is gentle strokes. Just go down the whole board. Let that dry and adhere to the surface. And you'll have a waterproof board. I actually do have a drop cloth underneath these sawhorses, so any drips that happen get caught by the drop cloth and not my floor. Okay, we're going to start doing the pocket holes for the seat slats. And of course I told you before that my table is a little bit shorter than the plans call for. So what I ended up having to do was I got the center point of my slat, because I know that there's going to be 4 pocket holes here, and I know that there's going to be 4 pocket holes here on the other side. So I got the center point. That's where I'm going to drill my first pocket hole. And I know that the end pocket hole has to be 2 inches from each end of the board. So I know that that one's there. Once I got my measurement here, I could divide this into 3 equal sections. And I figured out that 9 inches from the center is where I needed my pocket holes. And the same way on the other side. So I'm also going to be drilling 2 pocket holes on the actual towards the end of the board as well, so that I can put it into the seat slats or to the leg braces on the actual legs. I have my pocket hole jig set up, the stand, and I got support underneath it so that the long board will be supported. Okay, what we've got now is we're going to do the end pieces. I'm going to stand this on end, and if you're using the Kreg pocket hole jig, you're using the A and C slots in order to do this. Okay, once we have all of the pocket holes all done, your table should look like this. And once you put it in, basically you're centering these beams in between the pocket holes on the ends of the actual leg braces. So you make it centered. I myself use clamps, and I basically clamp the clamp here to the actual leg frame. And once I do that, then it'll be flush right here and right here with the bottom of the or the top actually of the leg brace. So all you've got left to do once it's centered, once you have it set up, is to drill the screws. So we'll do that when I come back. That isn't going nowhere. Okay, I've got the table off the sawhorses now, and I've got it right side up, and these are my seat slats. Basically what I'm going to do is, since my table isn't quite 6 feet long, and I cut these for 6 feet long seats, I'm going to have to mark it underneath at the length that I need. So basically I lined it up with the other end of the table out, and then I marked it with a pencil across to mark where I'm going to cut the ends off, and that will get me the length I need. And we'll take it over to the sawhorses and we'll give it a cut. Okay, now we're at the sawhorses. I have one of my seat slats sitting across it that's been marked right here. Get the saw. We're going to get ready to make a cut here. Make sure the saw is set up correctly. And those should be the last cuts I have to make on this table. We're going to do a little sanding. Get this thing Thompson's water sealed, and we'll get it put on the actual table. Okay, we're almost done. All we've got left is to place the benches in place and screw them down. So what you're basically going to do here is, referencing off of the cross piece on the leg, you're going to measure from there, and you want to get equal distant on both sides. So I'll take a look on both sides. We need to go a little bit farther that way. So take a rubber mallet and tap it. That's too far. So there we have about where we need. Now that it's centered, we can start screwing it in. Okay, so I have it clamped into place here with these clamps. I'm ready to screw it in. So I'm using the 2.5-inch Kreg screws and just drill it into the pocket holes on the ends first. Whew. I have to say, that was definitely a wild ride. Very satisfying though, and I'm very happy with it. It brought forth its challenges, mainly the water sealing. It's the first time I ever used it, and was not a pleasant experience initially, until I figured out the paint pad was much easier to apply. That might not be easier for you all, but it was easier for me. You might prefer a roller, you might prefer spray. I prefer the paint pad. But this thing gave me some challenges. I overcame them, and I'm very happy with the results. That's what woodworking is all about, are the challenges. So it's time to sit back, have a nice craft beer, get ready for a picnic. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and favorite, and feel free to subscribe. I've got another project coming up here probably starting next week that I'll start filming, and I'll be posting it probably the weekend after that, so it'll be about 2 weeks before my next video. If I can, I'll try to get it up next week, but I would not count on that. I've got a lot of stuff going on. But until then, you guys keep woodworking.